morning. It is like, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's still dark-ish. I'm heading to Hearst Castle, and I got up, I went to Starbucks, and now I'm just driving the 45 miles from San Luis Obispo to San Simeon, which is where Hearst Castle is. So yeah, it should be a beautiful drive. I'm on Highway 1. Now part of it is closed up toward Big Sur, quite a significant portion of it because of the rains and everything. So I'm not going that far up. When I went to Pinnacles, I had to go on the like inside freeway, not the coast freeway, which was fine. But another trip I will head further north. I've got to figure out how I'm going to do that, probably in a couple weeks, and then explore more of the northern national parks. I can't go to Kings Canyon or Sequoia or Yosemite right now, which aren't really that far from here, because they're closed due to the storms and everything and the fires. But up north you have, like, you know, the redwoods and that kind of thing. So yeah, got to figure out what my next trip will be. This is still week 1 of 2.5 weeks of travel, so it's going really slowly, which is nice. And spending 4 days here on the Central Coast was amazing. I had such a good time. It's such a beautiful place, and I haven't been here since high school. I mean, I've been to Santa Barbara like as an adult, but this area, San Luis Obispo, Morro Bay, Pismo Beach, I haven't been to since I was like 14 years old. So anyway, Hearst Castle I also haven't been to since high school, since college. I went to a journalism camp. So yeah, I studied journalism in college to be like a real journalist, like a newspaper reporter, back before the internet, before social media and any of that stuff. And yeah, so now I'm going to head up to Hearst Castle for the day, and then I think I have to leave and go toward Bakersfield today. But I'm going to see if there's anything else to do in San Simeon. I've already done everything I could possibly do in San Luis Obispo and Pismo Beach, so that's good. And yeah, so it should be fun. Nice morning drive. A little tired. I found a fantastic spot 2 nights in a row on the street in San Luis Obispo. So very easy so far to stealth camp. Of course, I don't have my bike on the back, which I need to go figure out how to get my bike. I really wish I had my bicycle. So I'm going to figure that out. Maybe, I don't know, maybe what I need to do is drive my van to like a city closer to Texas, like Phoenix, and then fly home, grab my car with my bike rack on the back, put the bike on the back, drive my bike to Phoenix, put the bike on the back of my van and drive home to Texas, and then fly back to Phoenix. Now I could do that because that's like kind of like halfway, or I could like maybe go to Albuquerque. That's still a 13-hour drive. So Phoenix is probably, or even El Paso is probably a better option. Either way, it's going to be 12 hours. But I don't want to take my van too far east. Kind of like having it on the West Coast. Even though gas is like $5 a gallon, I've actually not really spent that much on gas, to be honest. I mean, I've driven pretty small amounts, and this is only a 40-mile drive. So I think I've filled up probably every other day so far. No real long drives, so that's good. So I'm spending probably $50-$60 every 2 days on gas, which is much cheaper than a hotel or anything like that. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna head to Hearst Castle right now. The sun's already risen, blue skies, looks like it's gonna be a great day, and not a lot of traffic. It's a Saturday morning. So yeah, and then after this I head way east into Nevada for the first time. So first Sleepy Cloud will be in Las Vegas, and sleeping in the van, and then exploring, you know, Red Rock Canyon and stuff like that. But you'll see that in the video, just foreshadowing. But anyway, yeah, so here's the drive. Very beautiful, and I will see you at Hearst Castle, which, you know, just saying, like, if I had a vacation home, I'd probably have a castle. Actually, I wouldn't. I'd have a van parked outside a castle. That's probably what I would do. Okay, chat with you later. I wake up to this view, and what do you wake up to? Your kitchen. I'm just kidding. Actually, I wake up to this debacle that's back here. Oh my God, it's really pretty. You know, I really like despise the beach like in hot weather, but I love cold weather beaches. I love cold coastlines. I lived in northern Japan for 4 years where the water was always cold, the beach was always cold, it was always windy, and very kind of harsh and choppy, but beautiful at the same time. And this is my kind of vibe right here. Like the beach where you can't actually lay on the beach, but you can run on it, you can walk on it, you can go hiking. Really, really beautiful. And the sound is so much more intense when you're in like cold weather beaches than when you're in, you know, hot weather, you know, tropics. I do like Thailand. I've been there 9 times, but that's for like scuba diving and, you know, boat excursions. But just to like go to the beach and lay on the beach, no, it's not really my thing. But this is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I dig it. I'm at HEARST Castle and I'm here at 8 o'clock in the morning, second person here. I'm going to park right here, I think in the sun. This should be the sun. I'm the first one, well, the first van here. There's somebody else here, probably an employee. Yeah, so look at all those solar panels. That is like solar goals. I'm gonna go down here a little bit more. I don't know if I can park over here. I would rather park probably in this area. Yeah, I'll park down there. So I have the first tour of the day at 9 o'clock. I'm here an hour early because I got to freshen up, I've got to pee, all the important stuff. That looks like employee parking over there. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna go back around and park with the autos. Yeah, these are all employees. This is nice. This will be fun. And then I think I'm gonna find something to do in San Simeon. I'm probably gonna go to the lighthouse. Love lighthouses. So there's a lighthouse you can go to. It opens at 10 a.m. So when I'm done with the tour, I'll pop over there. And then there's a nice hiking trail that I passed on the coastal road. But I'm gonna look for some other hikes, maybe do a quick hike and then head out to Bakersfield. Unfortunately, leaving the coast, but it's very beautiful here. Yeah, gorgeous day. Glad the rain has stopped. So yeah, let me park in the sun. Let me park down here. And yeah, I'm just gonna wait for an hour. Okay, Prudence is in the sun. There's the HEARST Castle Visitor Center. Our tour's at 9, so I'm not sure where to go. Let me ask the ranger. Hi, excuse me, where do I go for the tour? Two people were walking that way. I don't know. Hi, excuse me. Sir? Hi, excuse me. Ranger? Oh, Jesus. Hi, excuse me. Where do I... Hi, sir. Anything? Don't know where to go for the tour. I'm just yelling at people. I'm like, oi, where do I go? These people are walking over here. I don't know. Let me ask this person. Okay, so we go over here. I don't think the other guy could hear me. All right, so you just go in here for the tour. I'm trying to break in my glitter shoes because I'm walking around a castle today. So I want to look fancy and sparkly. All right, I'm the first one here. So, there's people in there, that's good. So you walk over here to get your ticket, which I already have. Cool. Okay, so my tour is the grand room. There's 10 tickets left. There's the upstairs suites, the cottages and kitchen tour, designing the dream, and Julia Morgan tour. So this is the tour I'm doing, the grand rooms. You used to be able to do the entire building years ago. That's the upstairs suite. So that's good. It's a small group. I think it's only about maybe like 30 people in each of the tour groups. And then you get the documentary afterwards. So I got a wristband. There is my wristband, fancy. There are my glitter shoes, which I love. They're actually not very comfortable right now because I'm breaking them in. And then they would have guides and maps in different languages, but they don't have anything. So there you go, it's even collecting dust, as most of this place is, because it's pretty old. Oh, so I have to get on a bus at gate 1, 5 minutes before. Yeah, there's like a couple people here. So I am going to go use the restroom outside. And then, yeah, these are actually really cool sweatshirts. There's one I like down here. It's kind of retro. I think it's around here. Yeah, I haven't been here in like 30 years. Yeah, this one. Cool, I'll come back and get something from the gift shop. Something for Harriet too. Okay, I'm gonna go back outside and go pee. All right, I'm first on the bus. Gate number 1. Don't know where that is. Gate number 1. Gate 1. All right, there's me. Yeah, great turnout. I'm like the only person on here. This is fun. I hate being like in the back with everyone because I get bumped around and it like hurts me and stuff. It's not good. Yeah, when you have a spine disability, any little jolt can like spasm my back and then it like really hurts. Anyway, there you go. There's the bus. Do not proceed beyond this point, but I have a wristband. I'm allowed to. Just kidding.
It's on to the bus for the Grand Rooms tour.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just need to scan your wristbands and you get onto bus 214 right here. All right, I will open the gates and we'll begin. All right, thank you.
Watch your head and everyone watch your step. You are directed to give any found items to the guides. I will do that.
Any found item, whatever it may be.
I will do that as long as it's not valuable.
What we call Hello One, where I'll give my formal greeting and introduction. This gate is locked and closed. There's no traffic, so it's safe. You won't get run over. This is really, usually the most organized, the most athletic people are on the very first tour. Later tours, well, everybody slept in, you know, maybe they've been drinking heavily at the end of the day, and it's kind of a mixed group. Be your tour guide today for the Grand Rooms tour. And well, this is one of those rare days here in California where it's not raining.
Yeah.
We got about 90 inches of rain up here for the season. A lot of rain. And we were closed a few days as well. That was an interesting experience, and people still showed up. People love this place. How many of you have never been here? Okay, you're in for a big surprise. I mean, it's just a visual overload, pretty much. This is a guided tour, and so to help me is Terry Heinlein.
Hello.
So you have two guides here to keep you informed, keep you all together, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun. In 1957, we received this property as a donation from the HEARST Corporation. We received it fully furnished with all the art, the carpets, Mr. Hearst's alarm clock, the bedding is original, the mattress is original, the furniture that you're going to see inside the rooms on this tour is all original. It's like walking back in time. It's incredible. We're a nationally accredited museum, and so the general rule is, well, we can't touch anything that's in a museum. Makes sense. So what's in the museum? Well, everything you see around you, including Terry and I, are part of the museum. It's okay to touch me if you want. I know I had to add that. So the fruit on this tree is part of the museum. The columns that are hand carved out of Vermont marble at the Neptune Pool we're going to visit on this tour, they're part of the museum. This art, of course. Everything you see around you is part of the museum, the furniture and everything, and the carpets. So what does that leave that you can touch? Well, you know, I want you to touch any of the cement railings, any metal railings, watch where you step. Construction started here in 1920 before there were any safety codes. And so while you're taking photographs, you know, just make sure you don't, I don't want you to fall down, is the key thing. And it's very easy to fall around here. So we're going to be climbing steps, but not a lot of them, up towards the garden area. That's the extent of our mountain climbing here. Then once we enter the rooms we're going to be visiting, we laid down these ugly blue-gray carpets to protect the original Persian carpets that are over 100 years old or more. And our teak wood floors, these ugly carpets protect that. And it's okay if you step off of them. We'll just remind you to get back on it. And it happens on every single tour. And only water is acceptable up here. So if you have something else, I don't want to know about whatever that something else is. You can just put it away. Enjoy whatever that is after the tour, of course. Take as many photographs as you want. All I ask is that you turn off your flash after we enter the rooms. And there's so much gold in these rooms that you'll be visiting. The flash won't help, believe me. At least psychologically, this feels warmer. Day up here. As I mentioned, we've had a lot of rain, and it's almost like the castle's been up in a cloud up here. And on some days when I bring people up here, they can't even see anything. The views. We wanted to take advantage of the views up here. We have 4 homes up here, and they're also situated and placed for their views, such as this home up. He was born into an extremely wealthy family. His father was a miner and a rancher, and his father, George Hearst, built developed one of the largest ranching and mining empires in the United States. Magazines, book publishing, newsreels, theaters. He operated on a worldwide basis and employed about 45,000 people worldwide. 45,000 people. It was a big outfit. It was estimated that 1 in 5 individuals were consuming Hearst media in America. 1 in 5, 20% of the population was listening to him. And so he was a very powerful man. He was interested in politics. And he even ran for president during the Democratic convention that was held in Baltimore, I think it was, in 1904. He lost, but he successfully ran for Congress twice in New York, right on the coast. And his dad originally bought 40,000 acres here, and this ranch, this cattle ranch, it still is today a cattle ranch that surrounds us, that's privately owned by the Hearst family and corporation, even today. It grew in size to a 250,000 acres here at one time. And this was not the largest cattle ranch that they owned either. They had a 1 million acre cattle ranch in Mexico. I mean, there was just all kinds of property. They were also one of the largest landlords in New York City too, up here. And it's going to be like nothing anybody's ever seen. And so he hired Julia Morgan, a woman architect, to build him a little something. And so I like to point out that this is, the guest house. This is part of that little something up here. And it's only 3,600 square feet, and we've got this beautiful view of his front yard here, which extends all the way out to the ocean, and 35 miles of coastline, mind you, also. And so construction started in 1920 and lasted 28 years. It's a long process. And so he wanted to build a fantasy up here, take people to another world. He's in the entertainment business. He's bringing Hollywood people up here, and politicians and Olympic athletes were guests up here. And so he wanted to make the place really fancy. So he wanted an impressive swimming pool. Let's see how impressive this is. Boy, look how bright blue this is. Construction process here, the building, destroying, building.
Oh my God.
28 years.
I'm an architect, and what happened here would have driven me crazy. Hearst is constantly changing his mind. The architect said he had a problem. It was his changeableness of mind. He would change things when they were on the designer's table. it could be under construction, and he would come here and have it changed. And then after it was completed, he could have it changed. Not easy to build here in 1920, 1930. Things had to be trucked up in carts and steam engine vehicles. This pool is not the first pool that was here. Mr. Hearst had a small pool made, 1924?
1924.
In 1925, he looked at it, it's completed, it's used by his guests and family. He looks at it and says, it's wrong. I don't like it, demolish it. In 1926, a pool roughly the size of this inner oval was constructed. So a few years later, he looked at it and said, it's still not right. It was demolished. And between 1932 and 1936, he had all of this made.
From Hollywood. And this has got to be impressive. You would get redressed, put on your bathing suit. They weren't very comfortable in the 1920s and 30s. They were made out of wool. This is where you want to take those pictures. Right here. There's our gardens up here. Oh, and it's a museum. They have their own beautiful homes and vacation homes. He was a guest here. Members of the Hearst family. They own the cattle ranch that surrounds us, which is about 80 to 82,000 acres. They sell the beef to Whole Foods Market. There's real cowboys down there. And you'll be able to see where they fly in. You can see the landing strip. They were here on New Year's Eve, and they were here for Christmas. There's been weddings here with the Hearst family. So they are very much active. They are very much alive, and they're really nice people. They're really down to earth.
Do they stay here? Sorry, do they stay here when they visit?
They stay in their own homes down there. We just have things of this nature just out here. This is a wellhead. He collects wellheads as well. This is from 74 BC, where she went to the School of Architecture in Paris. And her degree was in civil engineering. She knew about that homes fell down, buildings fell down. For example, like in the 1906 earthquake. She's the architect that was hired for the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco to rebuild it after it basically burnt down. She rebuilt it in just 1 year, in record time. Pretty phenomenal. She had 200 other projects ongoing besides this. 200 other projects. She was really busy. We don't have any records of her ever having children or being married. We don't know much about her social life. Mr. Hearst's collection, he wanted them on the entrance of this home here. And you can fit this entire house over here, which is 2,500 square feet, into this first room we're going to visit. And that's not even the largest room in the house. And you're going to be amazed at what it looks like. We're not going to go through the front gates here, because it's a very valuable mosaic from ancient Rome on the floor that I want you to see when we enter. We didn't want to put a carpet over it. We want you to see it. So we're going to take you through the side here.
How big of a staff do they have?
Between 35 and 40 people. So it's a little dark at first. It's kind of bright out here. So I'm taking off my transition glasses. We've got the heat turned on. Okay, and here we have some restoration work going on here. There's the mosaic down below. It's very expensive to maintain this estate here. When I was here self-isolating, Eric was people working on our tapestries. They were from the Louvre.
So you lived here during quarantine?
Yeah, I know.
Not a bad place. Oh, that must have been so hard.
We had never been closed that long.
Yeah.
And so they hired me, and then they closed the place down right away. And so I just went and researched everything, photographed everything. Even photographed the mattresses in the bedrooms. They're horsehair, hand woven.
Oh, wow.
They're all original from the 1920s.
When did they put electricity into this home? Was it always?
They had electricity. The question was what? We had electricity since 1920 when we got started.
Okay.
When they started building here. And then in 1926 they were put on the main grid. But up to that point we had I'll talk more about that, but everything that you're going to eat here was also raised here. That's a map. And this is our largest fireplace. It came from a mansion in New York City that was torn down. The Charles Barney mansion. He committed suicide. And while they tore it down, Mr. Hearst bought his fireplace mantle, which was in the dining room of that mansion, and he put it in this room here. So our vacation house has a dining room like no other dining room. Yeah. And we've got the heat turned on, but heat rises, so you're the first tour, so we're warming up the room. So. Favorite ceiling. It's a Spanish ceiling. It's very colorful. The Spanish like to paint their ceilings rather than carve out images. We don't have anything electronic here. So gaming is a little bit different these days. The original wall heaters here from 1933. Do you know that Carol Lombard on Christmas of 1935. Pretty good at it. So I want to now take you into our theater. Mr. Hearst is in the entertainment business, right?
There was a Persian tile back there above
Yes,
the
those
piano.
are Persian,
Yeah.
From the Safavid dynasty. Yeah, he loved Persian art. We have a lot of Persian tiles, a lot of Persian pottery too. They could have a blanket here to keep warm. Or what Mr. Hearst liked to do, he loved oxen. He loved animals in life. But the tradition was that every night that there were guests up here, you would watch a movie. And the movie would be delayed. The start of the movie would be delayed until the staff got done with their work. When they got done, they would sit here, and like Clark Gable, J. Paul Getty, and people like that were seated here. Then they would start the movie with the staff. So this is the 1930s here. There's William Randolph Hearst. He's with Marie Dressler, very famous silent screen Canadian actress who won an Academy Award for The Patsy. There they are in the front of the castle here. She looks like she got into the closets, is wearing everything. I think this might be after cocktail hour too. There's Marion Davies. We're a little wobbly. Here's Marion Davies with Charlie Chaplin. He was our most frequent guest up here. He was like the jester up here, always telling jokes, always goofing around, always getting into trouble, and sometimes breaking things too. There's Charlie Chaplin, and he's with Adolphe Menjou, an actor and founder of the Screen Actors Guild. There's Paul Block, a New York publisher, and young Jimmy Walker, the mayor of New York City. The lady in the flower dress worked for the Los Angeles Times. She was an entertainment reporter. That's a competition. She loved this place. She said, I don't care, I'm going to visit here. This is where all the action is. Standing next to her is A.P. Giannini, the founder of Bank of America. So you had other kinds of people. There's John Gilbert, there's Dolores Del Rio with Claire Windsor, great beauties of the silver screen. There's Charlie Chaplin. He's demonstrating that He needs tennis lessons. That's a bad backhand. He's taking on Bill Tilden, the first American to win at Wimbledon. I don't know how that's going to turn out. There's Carol Lombard on the far right. There's Bill Tilden. Okay, looks like he may have missed that one. I don't know. There's Buddy Rogers, a cowboy actor, the last husband of Mary Pickford. They were both guests up here. And here's William Randolph Hearst. He's in his riding outfit. He's ready to take those movie cowboys out on a ride on the ranch. They would go out about 35 miles on his ranch towards the east. The ranch reached all the way to Highway 101 east of us. That's how big the ranch was. But all the way up to Big Sur. It's a huge ranch. Here's William Randolph Hearst again. Large man. Here's some very rare footage of our architect, Julia Morgan. We have almost no photographs of her. There's Mr. Hearst. Now here's some shots of the zoo. He had the largest private zoo in the world up here. 3 polar bears. You're going to see the polar bear containers, the cages on the way down. You take the bus down. Here's the grasshopper gate. There's the road that your bus came up. It was a dirt road back then. Everything you see here was brought up on that road, including the trees. There were 70,000 trees transported up here as well. Here's the kangaroos. The grazing animals could freely roam the ranch. The predators like polar bears, the lions, they had to be in pits and cages. This is the very early days of zoo technology. A beauty parlor and a dental office. So you could have your hair done or your teeth worked on if you wanted. We'll kind of stop here. You're going to hear a big echo in there. Your bus here. And I want to thank you on behalf of the state of California for being on our first tour of the day. Thank you very much. You're organized and you got up early and you had this all planned out. And I want to thank Terry for helping. All right, keeping us all together. All right, get your cameras out now. This is real gold. And you can hear the echo. And we took the ceiling down. We're going to put it back up. 3.5 feet in there. Ta-da!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ta-da!
Hello again.
Did you find anything? I'm not going to say. You're not allowed.
You almost got a standing ovation with that one.
89.